Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Horror Realm. I'm Travis Bruce, and today I have a special guest with us. He is the lead singer of a band that's called Killer Cycle, and they have a new album out right now. Anywhere you can find music, and it's called Blood Money Death. I have with us Raven Chain. Raven, welcome to the Horror Realm.
Thank you, brother. I mean, love being part of anything called the horror realm. That's amazing.
Thank you. So tell us a little bit about Sister Kill Cycle. Tell us a little bit about your band.
Well, we're the band that your mother's warned you about. Um, we're anything off the cuff. We rebel against anything that has to do with government or anything like that. We're just kind of like pretty much let your own fucking flags fly.
Love it. Now, how long have you guys been together?
With the name Sister Kill Cycle, we've been together since 2001, so that kind of dates us. I mean, we're kind of old, but don't worry, we're still relevant enough to make your grandmother sick.
Now, so you have some tour dates coming up in August and September. What can we expect when we come to a Sister Kill Cycle concert?
Truth. You're gonna see real rock and roll played in a vein of an artist's perspective. We love what we do, so you're not gonna see some label glamorized bullshit that's placated to you. You're gonna see a bunch of guys together that love what they do, and when they play, they're gonna play their hearts out for you. It's going to be something artistic, off the cuff, non GMO.
And I love you guys fucking look like you guys have that fucking dark. So listen, I'm an '80s kid, but I grew up in that fucking dark goth fucking look, and you guys have that fucking badass look.
Well, I like that you call it badass. I mean, some people nowadays call it like old fogies, but we're cool with that too. I mean, you know, vampires like operate at night, and we wear sunglasses at night.
Now, I'm pretty sure you guys are fucking horror fans.
Oh, admittedly.
Now, does horror inspire a lot of your music?
I don't know so much that it inspires it. It inspires the people that create the music, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Sister Kill Cycle is not so much a horror themed band, so to speak, but everybody in this band are, of course, like horror fans, and that's something that we share together while we're making music. So if that comes out in the music, it's almost a byproduct. It's not like we're intending to do this, like so many of these horror bands that are intending to do that.
Yeah.
We don't do that. It's who we are. We love horror, we love rock and roll, we love the industry, and sometimes the songs come out that way. I mean, I've been told some of our songs could be like great soundtracks to horror movies. We're waiting for the offers.
Now, something like I said, I grew up in the '80s, and rock music and horror always went together. And then something happened. I talked to somebody recently, and they said because of the Scream franchise, that horror and rock kind of started distancing itself. Have you noticed that?
I think Honestly, my opinion, I think the horror industry started seeing what was going on with the music industry, and rock at the time was on a pretty big decline. So I think they started using more like hip upbeat time. I don't want to say because I can't really put a finger on a horror movie that utilized uh some new, big blown up artists, but I think they were more going to that whole like mediocre level of this is just like, cannon fodder music. Use it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some of the Friday the 13th movies, and Alice Cooper was on the soundtracks. They had these banging ass fucking rock soundtracks, and now, but at the same time, do they even make fucking soundtracks anymore? Like, I
Hey,
don't.
exactly. And I've been watching that, like the recent horror. I just went and saw Annabelle,
I was a
the vampire, like, flick, and I would have to say it was pretty good. But the soundtrack, I think it's straying away from it. I think there's this an aversion to like utilizing a band. Maybe it's monetarily. I don't know. It could be. It could be very well just a monetary, like, fucking fuck you, absent from the system. But there was nobody on that soundtrack like recognizable.
because I just rewatched the original Crow a couple weeks ago,
Oh, there
and
you go. You
and
got Smashing Pumpkins. You got, dude.
uh
How many bands did they showcase in that soundtrack?
and
That's
and, and,
that's
and
brilliant. That's how it should be done.
and the music is part of the movie. Like, it's literally the
Yeah,
soundtrack.
you know when you're going to that stage scene in that movie, it's got the you know part of this song.
Yes, and you knew when Brandon Lee's character was about to whip some ass. You heard it, dan you heard that riff, and I'm trying to
Yep.
think who the fuck's who did that song. Oh shit! What is it? Was it Nine Inch Nails?
Nine Inch Nails. Dude, see, that's another thing with that movie that was so great. There was so many back artists in that movie. There was Nine Inch Nails, Smashing Pumpkins, Front 242, KMFDM, a lot of songs, and it's like they collaborated a lot, so there's not really one band.
Yeah, and
Smashing
like,
Pumpkins, like you said, they were on that soundtrack.
hmm and like, you just don't see that in fucking movies. You don't see that in horror movies. You don't see that in action movies. You just don't see, you know,
I,
a fucking
I
banging
think
ass soundtrack.
I think Hollywood honestly took a directive to say that yeah, these guys think they're rock stars. Well, we're going to cut them down. I think that's honestly what happened, and I hate to say that about the industry, but it is, dude, it's true. I mean, as an artist, nobody's playing ball for us. Nobody's backing us. I mean, let alone Hollywood.
But don't you think that they're leaving fucking money on the table? Because like, I remember growing up back, getting CDs and tapes. Like, you went out, if you watched a movie, you liked the movie, and you liked that soundtrack, you went and bought that fucking album. And I'm pretty sure Hollywood was getting a cut of that.
I agree with you there, and I think we're on the same page. But I think the mentality of today's culture. I mean, we're in 2024, and it's pretty scary to me as a human, and let alone as an artist. But I think everything like batteries. Look, I mean, I'll throw some things to you. Car batteries, right?
Mhm.
Car batteries used to be guaranteed for 5 years. Why are they only guaranteed for 3 years now? Because the manufacturers know we can manufacture them for that long. The people that are on top of the world and run this world, they know what's going on. They know what's going on with the music industry. They know what's going on with the movie industry. And I think the fact that people like us are talking about we want more substance, blah, blah, blah. They don't care. We're a fraction of the buyers in this whole fucking thing, that we can sell this quick and we don't have to have a goddamn contract on it or a warranty.
Yeah.
You know, the movie, it don't care if this movie doesn't last 3 years or doesn't, last a long time. As long as the box office makes our money, and that's what's sad about literally the whole world we live in right now. We are in a commodity brokerage fucking retarded life. Everything that we do as human beings are literally brokerage to us in small increments. Oh, you got your iPhone. Here you go. We're going to charge you $150 a month for your courage and carriage and all that shit. And, what are you going to do? You're going to go to Android? Guess what? We're in bed together, so you're paying one of us.
Yep. Now, what do you feel the state? You brushed on a little bit. What do you feel the state of music in this country is right now? I feel like it's fucking dying.
I feel like in the gist of things, to compete with what's going on in the industry, it's totally gone. There are people old school like me, which, it's sad to say us old dogs have to like hold it down, but there are youngins, what I call youngins, new schoolers, who look up to people like us and they want to see the true underground. They don't want to see this world we have now. So there's still a market for bands like us that, yes, we have major distribution. We're on a major label and all this, but we can still play to our market of underground people. And I think, I was very skeptical at first because I thought it was all over, as you just said. But, it's small percentage, but, it's no different than it was when I was 15 in the 80s. And, the underground market was the underground market. And, when a band like Typo broke out, you were like, oh my God, thank God we finally have something in the mainstream.
Now,
so, I don't think it's, inevitable that something's going to happen, but I do think there's still a surge that could happen. It's up to bands like us who tap into, these 20-year-old kids, which we really have nothing in common with except for the love of music.
Now, as an artist right now, when it comes to, I know your music on Spotify and Apple, but Spotify and Apple have made it where people can buy a subscription. They can listen to as much music that they want to for, I don't know what it is, $9.99 or something. Amazon does it too. And also with YouTube, where people can go on and just listen to your music. How is that financially? How does that affect an artist today in 2024?
Financially, it's a train wreck. I mean, how any artist in this day and age like makes a living off of music is beyond me. Unless you're a Britney Spears or somebody of some caliber that just has so many global listeners that the numbers add up. I mean, for a band like us, I'll give you, on this feed right now, an honest thing. A band like us, we get 2,000 plays on Spotify, right? 2,000 new plays on Spotify. That's new people that found us on an algorithm or whatever.
Is that a day
we
or
get
a week or is that a day or a week or a year?
That's a day. 2 cents a day.
Okay. Wow.
So we're talking 2,000 people, unique listeners, have found the band, played the song. We get 2 cents.
So you're getting a cent for every 1,000 fucking listens.
Yeah. That would give you perspective of how things are working in the industry. And it's, monetarily, we make our money by touring and selling merch. I mean, that's what we can control. It is what it is.
And one good thing about it is, in this country, even though, when it comes to buying albums and streaming, people still love fucking live music. I mean, I still go to concerts because it's a feel. I remember, like, my first rock concert I ever went to was, who was it? It was Marilyn Manson and Megadeth were doing a concert. And, like, I've been to other concerts, I've been to hip hop concerts, but my first rock concert was Megadeth and Marilyn Manson. And I just remembered, the vibe, the atmosphere. And it's just something that you don't get from just listening to a music on your stereo.
No, I mean, you said that Megadeth, one of my like early, like inspiring artists, Peace sells, but who's buying? I mean, dude, it was like, yeah, I saw the little kid with the long hair sit in front of the TV, and I was like, that's me. Dude, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, there's so many things that have happened in the industry I mean, honestly, like, I can't believe Megadeth's still not on top of the world.
Yeah. I agree. Now, but what happened to rock, man? I remember, so I grew up, like I said, in the 80s and 90s, rock was at its biggest. I mean, you had Metallica, you had Megadeth, you had Marilyn Manson, you had even like groups like Linkin Park and Stain. Rock was huge. And then something happened. I mean, at the time, hip hop and R&B and pop was around too, and it was as big.
They've always been a rock, R&B and rap has always been around.
Yes.
We got lucky because some producers in the fucking 80s saw fit to like market the music and do something with it. Nobody really cared except for some fucking white guy somewhere said they could make some money on it. Mm-hmm. And thank God for that, because then we got Cypress Hill, we got, some really cool fucking artists come out of the music industry because, LA finally saw fit to like, market these bands.
Correct.
They've always been there. They were there when I was starting. I mean, and again, I think I don't want to take this interview to like, some crash off level of crazy artistic expression, but
Do it.
You know, I mean, you mentioned it, and I was like, dude, I remember they were there, and I was witnessing them from New York to New Jersey to LA. Dude, these, you know, everybody thought Marshall Mathers, Eminem, was huge. I remember seeing him in the movie days when he was nobody. Like, I played Detroit, and you know, Marshall Mathers was there.
Wow.
So I I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think to answer what you said at the beginning is it has to do with the way the industry manipulates popular belief. Because, you know, I mean, like you, where you're from, there's probably a band there that's like really good that you fucking love, and you're like, they should make it.
Mm-hmm.
Why is nobody hearing about these guys? I believe in them. They're really fucking good. Right?
But but don't you think also too, like right now, it's you can not only have the talent, but you got to have the fucking look. Like it's so important on whatever the look of each 5 years is. If you don't fit that mold, that fucking look, it doesn't matter how talented you are.
Well, that's why I look like this nonstop. Because this ugly doesn't have a date expiration.
It does not. All right, so
Listen, nobody's gonna get on here and say, "God, that guy's fucking ugly." You know, see,
yeah.
I got a market there because I am ugly. I can sell ugly.
Yes, because I'm telling you. So I think it's tough being a good looking person. I mean I don't think it's tough. Actually, no. Good looking people have it fucking pretty fucking easy. But at the same time, like you're saying, they have an expiration date. And then once their expiration date hits, what's left?
Wait, you've seen it for 20 years now, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, look back 20 years.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy because literally things come up, they blow up, they gone. They gone. You don't even know what the fuck. Let's see. What's an example? What do you call? We call them one hit wonders, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm blue, ba ba bee, ba ba ba. Had they
Yes.
come up with anything else?
No. No.
No, gone, gone, dude.
But we're in.
And we can't say as artists that that song isn't fucking brilliant because look what it did. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so fucking stupid that it fucking blew up in the whole world.
Sold millions.
I mean, you got people in fucking Japan and Asia walking around going, "I'm blue."
But
You know,
but we're in a time right now where everybody's one hit wonders. I mean, like there's a couple artists that last, but like when's the last time? I remember there was a time where you bought a fucking you didn't buy a single, you bought a whole fucking album, and you listened to that whole album. People now do not buy albums; they only buy singles, and that's how right now I feel like that's why we're in it. Part you see somebody come and go just like that. We have so many fucking one hit wonders because nobody cares about the album anymore. They care about that fucking single, and that's it.
well, yeah, and we're in what I would call a Renaissance ignorance period. Um, you and I come from a different mentality. I mean, the art to us means so much, and you know, I mean, people really they're not going to look past you got a crazy white boy on a fucking camera and you're like over here you're important. um what the fuck are these guys know? Well, we are also kids, and we grew up like loving things because we saw the way things were created. There was a spectrum and like so much that went behind every artist. I mean, you go like Motley Crue. How much money was spent on Motley Crue just to get their goddamn, shit up? Insane amounts.
It was a brand. So, they built a brand.
Yeah, exactly. They like
a brand.
Epic Records, dude. God bless their soul. They're gone now, but they knew. They fucking knew. And I don't know. My mentality right now as an artist is the world is fucking crazy. The industry is even more crazy. I'm just having fun doing what I'm doing. And honestly, I don't care what people think anymore. I think that has given me a freedom that I never had before on a label, on Sony Records or anything like that. I think right now we don't give a fuck.
And I think that's the only way you can be. Now, one thing I'd ask you, so I'm always curious because the rock star lifestyle, is that still the same? Or has that changed? You pull up the tour bus, groupies, and all that fucking shit. Is that still the fucking lifestyle?
It's still a lifestyle, brother. Some of us who have survived to this late in life have learned how to milk it so exceptionally to where we can still do this and function, and we still ride in our tour buses and our limousines.
Good shit, man. Good shit. This is a controversial question. What is the craziest groupie story you ever had?
What the craziest shit I ever saw?
Yes, a crazy groupie story, tour bus, something crazy.
You don't want this.
This is a rated R channel. This is a rated R channel. So
no, you don't want this. Not even on your show. You don't want this.
I'm down. Go ahead. The floor is open.
I'm telling you right now, you might get canceled right along with me. For even having this white cracker motherfuckers tell this story on your show. You're going to get canceled.
All right. You'll tell me off camera, then.
All right.
All right. So, as you know, this is a horror channel. All right. So, I'm going to ask you 3 random horror.
Listen, I knew when I stepped on this motherfucker on video, it was going to be a horror channel. But you don't... Yeah. The horror of my life is so goddamn bad. Jason Voorhees is envious because
life is a horror movie.
Easy. Yeah,
life is the worst fucking horror movie ever made, especially right now.
All right, let's talk about something else. Because we could speculate the worst thing that ever happened to me, and you could imagine as someone that looks like me. It could have been easy or could have been hard. Doesn't matter. Let's talk about horror. How about that?
Let's fucking do this. All right. So the first question I have to ask you: what iconic horror villain do you feel like you relate to the most?
Pinhead.
Why Pinhead?
An innocent man found himself in a place he never thought he would even imagine because of a puzzle box that led him to the master of the Cenobites. I kind of find myself and align myself with that in regular life too. I see myself as someone who is how do you say this? Above his will. I take so much tragedy and so much crap and deal with it and keep moving forward. Oh wait, that's a Rocky movie, not a horror movie.
No. Pinhead's a fucking good one. Pinhead's a fucking good one. And second question.
No, I think honestly, I think my favorite horror movie is the idea of the Cenobites. I mean, is so close to human nature. I mean, I love all of them. Of course, I love Texas Chainsaw. I love fucking Jason. Michael Myers. Oh my God.
You're fucking best.
But when it comes down to like, you know, psychology and what could be, a fucking chicken shack of motherfucking white crackers cutting people up because they're psychotic. Mm-hmm. Hey, guess what? Sold. It works. Have you ever been to Kentucky?
I've been to West Virginia a couple times.
Yeah, West Virginia. There you go.
Yes.
I lived there.
But one thing that's great about the Cenobites and Pinhead as well is that they're victims. They kind of know what the fuck they're going to get into, and it's kind of this fucking BDSM sexual thing that they like lust over.
Yeah,
they lust over their fucking torture.
I think that's the thing that's so fucking beautiful is they take every human emotion and twist it and then portray it back like in a mirror. Like, here you are, you motherfuckers.
Yes.
You know, look at yourself. Look at your sins. Look at your sins.
So fucked up.
I know. I love it. I fucking love it.
So fucked up. So fucked up.
I just want to say this because I realize, you know, I've been a bad boy. I said cracker on the line more than one time, and I do realize our host is of color. Anybody that's watching this, please don't cancel me. Don't call me a Nazi. We're friends.
Perfectly fine. You're perfectly fine.
But I want you guys to know this. That color doesn't fucking matter. I mean, it truly, really, honestly doesn't in my life. Color is... it's trivial at best.
I wish most people... I wish majority of people thought that way. You know what I mean? But majority of people...
I wish they did as well, because
they want to put labels on everything.
My dad taught me, like, a person's character comes from their word and what they can offer you. You know, if somebody tells you this and they follow through, they're worth their word, you know, blah, blah, blah. I honestly, bro, I thank you so much for the time and giving me the opportunity to say this, but dude, color is shit. Don't nobody give a fuck anymore. Anybody holding on this notion of some goddamn color, or you're this, or your ideals are like this because of a certain color, dude, it's 2024. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go and build your composition on a person by the person.
Raven, I 1% agree with you, but I don't... All right, we're going to deep conversation. But I just feel like, as a society, we take two steps
here you go.
forward.
Now, that's where you fucked up. Society. I don't think we can be a society anymore.
No, but because as society, we take 2 steps forward and we take 10 fucking steps back. Because, this is me sounding like a fucking old head or something, but like, and then it seems like shit is more fucked up now than it was in the 90s. Now, how the fuck can that be fucking possible? And
because back in the 90s, we had a survivalist instinct, right? Like, It doesn't matter, you're white, you're black, you're brown, it doesn't matter. We knew we had to, like, survive. We knew we had to be somebody of some substance to fucking mean anything to the fucking world. Now you get it handed to you. You get a trophy for participating. It doesn't. What? Sorry, your feelings are hurt. Well, we'll change the whole culture because your goddamn feelings are hurt. Fuck you. And see, back in the 90s when we were relevant, we didn't have that. Culture told us, fuck you. You'll get washed in the underground if you don't fucking pick your shit up and fucking make something of yourself.
Because I mean, you even have. I mean, like even when it comes to my channel, I have to watch what the fuck I say constantly. But I still say what I want to say, but I have to stop and pause sometimes because everybody is so fucking easily offended. And like, perfect example, like comedy is not even fucking comedy anymore. Music is not music anymore.
And Richard Pryor today would be canceled like that.
Like that.
Like that.
You can't.
Who the fuck is this motherfucker? Dude, who are you talking about? It's Richard Pryor, you motherfucker.
You can't say shit anymore. You cannot say shit anymore because everybody is offended. All
right, so bro, where do we as human beings with a conscious soul and a mind draw the line and say, not anymore. Not anymore. I have this show and certain audience is gonna like tune out, they're gonna cancel me, they're gonna say some shit. When do you say enough is enough? Fuck you. When do we get our civility back? When do we get our autonomy back? Because I'll tell you right now, these people don't understand. They have no autonomy. They're part of a collective like the Borg. They have no autonomy. In the 80s and 90s, when we grew up, where we're speaking about right now, dude, I mean, if I just had to go off my cuff right now, I'd be like, G with the hat. You know? Mm-hmm. That's fucking Travis with the hat. You know him? Yeah. You know him? He's over there, way back. You know, we did things like that. We didn't have like, dude, he was talking about some shit the other day. I did not feel like comfortable with what he was saying. I think we should stop him. Yes. Dude, where did that fucking mentality come from?
But the fucked up thing about it is too, people can ruin someone's livelihood. At the end of the day, it's someone's fucking livelihood because something they said you disagreed with.
Bro, something they said. I don't know if you did any research, but I'm just coming out of cancel culture. They shut down an entire tour because they called me a Nazi. A Nazi. And no, I did not see that coming.
Shit. It is fucking scary. And especially as men, we can't say shit. We cannot fucking say shit.
I don't identify as a man anymore. I identify as an entity that has a penis. It saves me a lot of bullshit because, you know, in this day and age, what am I talking about? I'm bullshitting. I'm an old school. Listen, I'm an old school fucking dude. If you want to cancel me, cancel me. I don't give a fuck.
All right.
I tried to get like really like hip off the cuff. But,
nah, you can't do that. Yeah. Just go with your.
It doesn't work for me. I'm too fucking real.
What's one horror movie? I'm gonna shoot the horror. What's one horror movie that everybody says that they fucking love is the greatest thing ever, and you're like, I don't fucking see it.
Well, any movie my wife makes me watch. She just made me watch that Annabelle, and I was like, that whole movie was skeptical. Have you seen it?
I have seen them. I did actually. I didn't see the first one. I watched the second one.
Wait,
I was
no, Annabelle. This is like this new movie out with this little girl's a vampire.
Oh no, I haven't seen that one yet. I haven't seen that one yet. No.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta
You're
see
talking
it.
about Abigail.
Abigail.
Yes,
I
Abigail.
was saying Annabelle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Abigail.
Abigail.
I heard that movie is fucking excellent. I was gonna see it this past weekend, but didn't happen. But so the one movie that I don't understand that people they say they fucking love so much is I don't understand the Saw movies. Like I like the first one and the new
Go
one,
ahead. Yeah, there you go.
but everything in between.
I love the first one. It was filmed here in Tampa. Of course, it's homegrown, so I got to be part of that shit. But
Nice.
and the last one, the very last one I saw, it was brilliantly fucking
Amazing.
done. Given the span of the career of the movie and everything in between, they owned it as its own movie. I loved it. I loved the last Saw movie.
Everything in between, I don't fucking understand why.
Don't care. Don't care.
Don't care.
It's,
Like it doesn't.
Yep.
I don't follow the fucking story. I don't check out. It just feels like it's rinse and repeat from the first one. And
Yep.
I understand when somebody says they love
and you
the first
get that
Saw.
with a lot of horror movies. Unfortunately, I mean,
Yeah,
they the Scream movies.
the Conjuring movies is the same.
I mean, Conjuring, Scream.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all kind of the same shit. They find a formula that works and they tweak a little bit, and here you go. Here's a brand new movie, and let's make $250 million on it.
Yep.
I mean,
I agree.
yeah, I get that, and I mean, God bless them for capitalism, but come on, man. Let's get creative. Let's, the first Poltergeist, dude, that shit was golden.
Yeah. It's fucking
golden.
Wild. It's fucking wild.
I mean, golden. The story from the start was great. The character adaptation, casting, brilliant. And that's another thing I find faulty about the horror industry is the casting. If you find something that works, recast the actors, develop them into the movie because you already portrayed them as this. Develop those characters and you're going to find more of a following, more of a development than whatever else you could do.
Because why don't they? I agree with a lot of horror movies. Why don't you take the final girl from part one, and why is she in part two? Why isn't she in part three? Why don't you get to see the stages of the traumatic
exactly.
event? You know who
Texas
she is.
Chainsaw, Halloween, all of those movies. Why did they not develop that story off of that experience?
Yes, I mean, to survive some shit like that is a traumatic experience. So
she gonna be fucked up. She gonna be fucked up, dude. And she ain't never gonna be right the rest of her life.
That's scary right there. So I mean, if you put that in a fucking movie, and let's say the killer comes back, let's say Jason comes back, now you get to see this broken shell, but at the same time too, I would think that the final girl would kind of grew some callous at this point. You know what I mean? Like when you experience some shit like that and it happens a second time, I think you might be a little more prepared for it. You might be a little more ready for the shit.
Yeah, more in depth as a fighter and give us some storyline. The only movie franchise I know that did that was Candyman.
Yeah. Well, Halloween kind of fucking did it, but they jumped all over the place.
Yeah, at the end, these new movies, I will tell you this: my wife's crazy; she's a horror buff, but the new Halloween movies are my favorite. The last three have been my favorite. I was like, oh my God, they should have done this all along.
But yeah, I agree. But I like the first one, and the second one I like basically the Halloween Ends. I was not a fucking fan of, but why not? Like you were saying, why not? That's what Halloween should have been from the beginning. We should have did 1, 2, then go right into this. You know, it could have been 10,
Yeah,
15, 20
the
years.
pre-story and the
Yes.
incorporation. Yeah.
And just roll with it instead of
Well, I guess
introducing-
John Carpenter didn't see it that way. I mean,
Well,
maybe he was milking the shit out of.
Well, he checked out after part 3, so that's the reason why we got a whole bunch of different fucking stories.
To me, there is no part 3. I mean, there's part 1 and 2, and fuck part 3.
I like part 3. I like season.
You
Witch.
do?
I really.
The Witch?
And I felt the same way you did
a
for
lot
the
of people do. It's crazy.
longest time. I felt the same way you did for the longest fucking time up until I would say about 10 years ago. I rewatched that shit, and I was like, this is pretty fucking good. And I'm like, the reason I hate this because Michael Myers wasn't in it, but like if you take it out, that it's a completely different story from the Halloween.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie, and I don't know why they tossed a Halloween title on it, but if it would just been called Season of the Witch, I think it would have had a different response.
I mean, it's a great title. I love that title, Season of the Witch.
Yes. All right.
You've inspired me. I'll have to rewatch it now.
Rewatch it, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a different perspective. Just take out the thing that okay, this is not a Halloween movie that I'm watching, and you're gonna fucking enjoy it.
Yeah, like an individual offshoot. Okay.
Yep.
I got you. I'm gonna do it.
Okay, Raven, where can everyone find you, my friend?
Well, 10462 Copperwood Drive, Newport Richey, Florida, 34654. Oh, you meant like on the web.
Yeah, whole bunch of weirdos.
You can cut that out, right? That's a literal address. All right, you can find me at you can find me and my band at www.sisterkillcycle.com, facebook.com/sisterkillcycle, Instagram. I think it's official Sister Kill Cycle or official SKC. You can find us wherever there is somebody to find us. Just type in SKC, you'll find us.
Now, are you guys touring anywhere up in the Maryland area?
Only if you want us to.
You should come to Baltimore.
I mean, I'm sure you have contacts up there that you could say we need to bring these motherfuckers up.
Baltimore has a huge indie rock fucking scene, and I think.
Well, let's do it. What are we talking about? We're in an interview.
Yes, come to Baltimore, and I will share my contacts with you.
All right, let's do it, brother.
Yes. Have you ever been to Baltimore?
I have played Baltimore a few times. I've played outside of Baltimore. I've been pretty much all up and down that area. I've rode the train.
Okay. So yes, Baltimore's.
I've been from Baltimore to Boston.
It's an interesting place, man, as you know. All right.
Yeah, I used to date a chick who was like daughter of a fire captain in where was she at? God damn. Why am I say this online? Dude, you make me so comfortable. I'm just talking. Like I shouldn't say this. Anyways, it was a chick in Jesus Christ, what the fuck is the name of the state? Anyways, we'll scratch this out and we'll leave that as there's some girl who has a dad as a fire captain I dated.
In Baltimore.
We'll see if anybody like pipes in.
Okay. Listen, Raven, it's been a blast to have you on, man. Listen, come on anytime. Listen, next time you come on, we're going to do a horror ranking. I want you to have your fucking list. I'm going to have my list, and we're going to rank some
Dude,
type of
I'm already
best
compiling
kills.
my list. I already knew this was going to happen. Next time, it ain't going to be about SKC. It's going to be you and I back and forth. Horror, horror, horror.
Well, I'm gonna give you the heads up with the ranking. It's going to be the top 10 best fucking kills in horror movies. That's going to be your fucking top 10.
I got you. I'm
Okay.
on it.
Okay. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for coming to the Horror Rim. I'm Travis Bruce. That's Raven Chain. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We love you. Fucking Travis is fucking the shit.
Yes. And by the way, hit that like and a subscribe button. I don't say that enough. Subscribe.
Yeah, so subscribe to this son of a bitch, because I'll tell you what, you want to see some unintrusive fucking horror shit? Follow this guy.
Appreciate it, brother.